have the pleasure of standing in a room that has a certain sense and taste of an aroma that can only be accomplished when you combine a whole lot of things in a very special way, all at the right time. I'm standing in a warehouse where we're making wine. Well, this is Shirah.
Kosher. It's gonna be hot today and tomorrow. Just a little bit more hang time. Doesn't look like it has a whole lot more to give anyway, so.
So you think it's at right now it's at 24, 25 or something like that?
Yesterday they got a 25. This is the eastern end of the grape growing area of the San Ynez Valley, Happy Canyon. And Happy Canyon's very good for varieties that need warmth. The sugars are kind of getting close to where we want it to be, ripeness-wise. You know, you don't want it to get too much sugar, but you also want to make sure that you're happy with the flavors and the texture.
Check the acidity.
We want to make sure the seeds don't have too much green in them. If they're still very green, then we're not very comfortable picking it, even if the sugars seem to be kind of high. You just want to see how, you know, if this is going to be the right time to pick it, or maybe you can spend a little bit more time on the vine. So we just decided right now that we're going to wait till next week, let it have a little more hang time. I'm Gabriel Weiss.
I'm Weiss, and we're Shirah Wine. A new wine store opened up near us in Lakewood, New Jersey. Beautiful array of wines. We went in there, there's this amazing salesperson.
Mark Wartenberg.
Mark Wartenberg.
We were drinking sweet drinks, and dry wine wasn't something that we really appreciated at all. But Mark Wartenberg he's like, you gotta try this wine, you gotta, you know, and just kind of sort of like pushed me in a certain direction. And, you know, at some point we like kind of realized the beauty of wine.
Gabe took it from there and just delved deeper and deeper into wine knowledge, reading books.
I ended up calling the Herzogs, asking for a job at the Harvest. Shimon came a couple years later to Herzog and got into the wine thing with me over there.
Being in wine country, seeing all of the amazing wine that there is available to non-kosher drinkers, and just wanting to have some of that for ourselves.
And that's kind of when we decided that we just want to do it commercially. So 2009, we started Shirah. So the name of our brand is Shirah Wine. It's a play on Syrah. Our first wine was Power to the People. 98% Syrah with a little bit of Viognier, which is a white grape that traditionally fermented together with Syrah. After that vintage, we also started working with varieties that people haven't really seen at all. Like the Coalition's a blend of usually very off the beaten path varieties. You know, we're just trying to have a good representation of the Central Coast.
This is our winery over here. We're located in Santa Maria. We do about 2,000 cases of vintage. Very small, very limited. Specialty wines. We do things in very small amounts. That allows us to really experiment with our portfolio and create a wider variety instead of larger quantities. On an average vintage, we'll have anywhere from 12 to 18 different wines.
We source fruit from vineyards and varieties that have just never been available to the kosher consumer before. So the vineyard crews generally are working at night when it's dark and cool. They're doing it early because they're trying to get it when it's still cold. Because like, in a couple hours, the sun's going to start warming things up. And then if the fruit comes warm, it'll start fermenting, and you'll have to figure out ways to chill it down. And this way, it stays nice and fresh. Once it gets here, we're gonna just get ready to start crushing. So basically we'll get bins put under the destemmer, and we're gonna drop the fruit into a machine that's gonna feed it into the destemmer. The stems are gonna get pulled off, and the berries are going to fall into this bin, and then we're just going to let it rest. It's going to what's called cold soak, where we're trying to gently extract the juice, the flavor, the color. Within a couple of days, we'll let it sit like that until it's ready to start fermenting.
This is the most exciting part about getting to visit a winery. What are we drinking here?
Okay, this is a barrel sample of the 2017 Lagrind. Again,
What's a Lagrind?
so Lagrind is the name of a variety that I've never seen kosher. It originates from the Alps region of Italy. It's known as being a really dark variety.
This is definitely unique, and you're right. This is super dark wine, so there's almost like a deep. It's not cherry, but not fruity cherry. It's like the skins of a cherry. The tannins are soft and tight, and they stick and they hold. Very dark.
Yeah.
It's a delightful, almost a chocolatey, not like a chocolatey, like a cinnamon stick.
This is Nebbiolo from the West Side Paso Robles. This is a side-by-side. It's the same wine, but it's coming out of two different vessels. It's coming out of a completely neutral barrel, oak barrel. That's this. And this is from a terracotta vessel. This is just a side-by-side trial to see what you get different out of terracotta versus a completely neutral oak vessel.
It's got that tight, full, brisk tannins, great smell. But now this is the same grape, but it's in a terracotta, so it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna feel the same. Wow, my mouth feels like it's just covered in chocolate, sandy, cherry, dirt.
And the mouthfeel is profoundly different.
Profoundly. The kosher wine industry has turned into something different in the past 10, 15 years. It's evolved to be really a global powerhouse, whether that includes Israel becoming one of the great wine growing regions in the world, or whether there are guys in Cali who think, hey man, this wine's never been made kosher before, let's do it. We're here to give the props to Shirah Winery, where I've just tried wine that has probably never successfully been made commercially kosher in the country ever. It's kosher wine. It's meant to elevate all of our traditional celebrations. This is a wine that was grown to help elevate. It's beautiful, and it just reflects their love and passion for what they're doing. Oh,